Now look at the cars on fresh tires going by Tony Stewart while he's on the older tires and trying to save some fuel.
Yeah, if he goes that extra 10 laps, he's going to be way behind Carl Edwards.
Yeah, he won't even be in the top 5.
No.
It's back out. He went close.
He's clutching the car too in the corners. That's why I was listening there. He's also clutching the engine like we've seen him do before when he won the race at Chicagoland, for example.
I mean, the other side of the coin is if caution does come out and he doesn't find himself in the top 5, we've seen him be able to drive up to the front. But man, I'm telling you, I don't like this strategy. I believe I would have just tried to pit. It's the second that 99 pitted, I would have pitted.
Yeah, it looked like that they had every bit as fast a car, if not faster.
Low inside by himself, all by himself.
And that lets Carl Edwards back on the lead lap.
Right, that is Edwards unlapping
5 more laps, buddy.
This is 5 long laps, though. This is a huge gamble, and I know it. You know, they're thinking about if this gamble works, it'll get them the win, which will win them the championship. But boy, it's a big one, big gamble.
Basically, they're counting on the race going green to the finish.
Yeah, that's what they're gambling on right now.
Now, all these teams have breakdowns in studies where they look back at the history of cautions at a particular racetrack, the last 5 years here. When did the cautions fly in the race? What can we expect? Obviously, they're betting that their history shows them long green flag run at the end.
We've seen a lot of that this year. We've seen these races really play out under green. But this one is just a big gamble for this team.
Well, it's almost a second and a half slower that Tony Stewart's running than Carl Edwards right now.
We're about 221 tires. Inside by himself here. Clear, all clear.
Now, earlier this season, we saw this 14 team run well in a couple of races and not win when strategy went wrong. The race at Las Vegas, they had such a strong race car. Strategy didn't go well. Carl Edwards won that race. The race in Phoenix, where they stayed out and took a 2-tire strategy, and some other guys passed them late in the race, and they wound up finishing 7th.
Yeah, I like having Tony Stewart having the say-so here. I don't think Darian Grubb has to do anything to try to win this race. I think that Tony can do it if you keep him on equal ground with Carl. Right now, he's kind of put all his eggs in one basket. Just, you know,
behind him in 5th position, second behind him before this cycle began.
Yeah, he's about 1.7 seconds behind what he had fallen back.
Don't get a speeding penalty here, Tony.
I think we heard on the radio that he might be out of fuel. You can hear the engine running now.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Normal stop, 4 tires. 10, 3, 2, 1, third track, don't go.
Vince?
It has been chugging for Tony Stewart on these last laps. Remember, they've had some problems the last 2 pit stops. A little cleaner on the right side this time. A 4-tire change, no other adjustments. The gamble, can they make it to the end on fuel? They're going for it. Tony Stewart, 4 tires and away.
Get off the pit lane without getting a speeding penalty. And back up to speed. So where is Carl Edwards? There he is.
Tony's going to be lucky to be on the lead lap when he comes back out.
Yeah, he'll be on the lead lap still. And fortunately.
So Edwards is the leader. We'll see where Stewart is when he gets back up to speed as Edwards squeezes in front. Caution flag is out.
For the rain. Yellow's out for the rain and
Rain.
Here's the leader. Here's the leader.
Wow. That is actually a break for Tony Stewart.
Yes, it is.
As long as we go back racing.
Oh, my.
Carl Edwards is leading. He just got the lead before the yellow flag. Tony Stewart came off the pit lane 23.9 seconds behind Carl Edwards in 15th place.
It looked like Mark Martin took the lead when Tony made that pit stop. Just now making his.
Yeah, and that allowed Carl Edwards by him. And now Edwards will be the leader at the caution. Now let me throw this at you. Edwards needs fuel to the finish. Stewart doesn't.
Right. That'd give him track position, and he's got 4 new tires. Hasn't even run up to speed yet.
Yeah, he should be the leader because all of these other cars are going to have to come to pit road at some point in time. Now, when do you do that? There's going to be some that are going to gamble right now. Carl Edwards may have to stay out not knowing if it's going to continue to rain.
Well, here's another problem. Carl Edwards may not be able to run from here on this fuel. So I don't know that's,
He can't go yet anyway.
Right.
Because he's going to have to see how long this rain, how much
Tell me
rain
what you want me to do. I'm in the middle of 3 and 4.
Yeah, he can't come off the racetrack while it's raining, and he's leading the race.
It looks like an isolated shower on my radar. I haven't seen.
Tell me. Go ahead, pit when it's open.
He called him in.
Open, here we are, 4,000. Everybody came with. You can't do that to me, Bob. I was doing my best, bud. This isn't easy, okay? 10 for it, 10 for it.
Crucial stops here. What do they do? Fuel only, 2 tires. Vince?
With Darian Grubb. Darian, you held him out there a long time. We're getting ready to see Carl Edwards pit, but what kind of gamble do you feel like you took there?
Really none right now. Look at the rain. It's like caution lap stuff. We're real close to making it right here.
Alan? Yeah, it's no gamble right now since the caution came out, but I'll tell you, that was a big gamble. They just got away with it.
Big break with the rain.
Big, huge break. They're going to wind up the lead now.
Wow.
I did not see that working out like that.
An interesting night, hasn't
Wow.
it? What an interesting night.
I think Bob Osborne put it perfect. This ain't easy.
This ain't easy, bud.